Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man does, and let me tell you, what he does is make big bucks for Hollywood. Sony may be sitting on the #1 movie of all times at the box office, and it all comes down to the third weekend. Can Tom Holland win the entire trophy? Take it from Avatar? From Endgame? We shall see, but ladies and gentlemen, it's now looking closer than ever that Spidey could win everything. What a day, what a day, what a great day to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. There's never been a better day to spend time together, and an attitude of gratitude is what we have each and every time you click on one of these videos. It's time to keep you ahead of the culture curve and explain what's happening this third weekend for Spider-Man. Click that like button, and let's dive in right now. Folks, it seems crazy to even say it, but Spider-Man Brand New Day could be on the way to the #1 top grossing film of all time. It all comes down to the third weekend. So let's find out how it might do. Marvin Montanaro writing this one from That Park Place. Spider-Man Brand New Day set to pass $700 million domestically as it outpaces Avatar. Oh my. Spider-Man Brand New Day is about to enter extraordinarily rare territory at the domestic box office, and its blistering pace has now put one of the biggest movies in Hollywood history directly in its sights. The Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios blockbuster is expected to cross $700 million at the domestic box office on Wednesday, according to Deadline, becoming only the 7th movie in history to reach the milestone. As of Tuesday, the Destin Daniel Cretton-directed film had accumulated an estimated $671.2 million. Deadline reported the movie earned nearly $17 million on Monday. Crossing $700 million would make Brand New Day just the 4th MCU movie to reach that level domestically, and it could be doing it before the third weekend, joining Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Black Panther. It's running far ahead of Avatar, which is crazy, from 2009. It says Avatar didn't explode out of the gate like Brand New Day, it endured. According to historical box office data, Avatar had earned $250 million domestically after its 12th day in theaters. On day 13, it earned another 18.5, getting it to 268. By comparison, Spider-Man Brand New Day has already accumulated approximately 671 on that same day. That is amazing. Now, if we take into account internationals, we get that to be a little bit different. But the bottom line here is that Spider-Man is doing things that seemed impossible. Absolutely seemed impossible. The third weekend, though, is what's going to matter so much. And let's take a look at that right now, folks. If we take a look at where Spider-Man Brand New Day is, it is certain it is going to cross $2 billion this weekend. How much higher it goes is what matters. Does this film still have 1/3 of its box office yet to come? If it does, we're headed for $3 billion. I think that's a tall order. I think this is probably heading for 2.5 to 2.8. That puts it in contention for the biggest movie of all time, but it's definitely not a given. Jonas, I want to go to you first on this. It's amazing what Spider-Man is doing. It's amazing what kind of money it's making. Folks should not be scared of this line, starting to come out a little bit more even. It's going to crank back up again. These are the weekdays, the early weekdays, and we'll go back to the weekend and we'll get under the pop. But Jonas, your thoughts on Spider-Man and what it could achieve right now, sitting at $1.8 billion going into the third weekend?
I mean, it's a great movie. So if any movie deserves to have a $3 billion, I'd like it to be this one. It's not a perfect film, but it's very entertaining. I enjoyed it pretty much the whole way through, with a couple of moments that probably took me out of it. Yelena Belova really doesn't need to be there, just so, I don't know. It feels like whatever happened there actually dragged the movie down. But this is a movie that gives the audience what it wants, which is, Spider-Man fighting villains, trying to do his best to save people. It's a superhero movie about saving people. Imagine that. And it doesn't have a bunch of divisive politics in it. We've got a lot of people that can read into it about the culture war, and that's fine. That deserves to be a part of the conversation on some level, but the normies don't care that Jean Grey did some evil things in the movie. It's a conversation point, which used to be a positive for films to have something to disagree on. I think that this is a film that I would love to see a good movie that pretty much everybody loves get to the higher echelons of the box office.
Well, let's talk about that. You said that Jean Grey may have gone too far, and with this film doing so well, Steph, they're going to great lengths to try to fix this. We've got this from comicbookmovie.com. Spider-Man Brand New Day writers reveal whether Jean Grey really killed anyone and talk Staten Island mystery. And ultimately what they say is that in the movie, that even though they don't show it well, and maybe they made a mistake in how they captured this, that the guy that gets hit by the car is not dead, and maybe she helped heal him or something. I don't know. But anyway, Steph, they're trying to fix that because they know this is a big movie. I wonder if they'll adjust that even like for later release, because it is a pretty big flaw in the film. But they're trying to fix this because they know this is the way to launch the X-Men. Mm-hmm. And if they can launch the X-Men off of a 3 billion film, which is crazy to even say, I don't think it's going to do that, but it could. If they can launch X-Men off a 3 billion film, I mean, there's no greater gift to them. So they got to zip this up a little bit.
I mean, if they had kept Jean Grey a villain instead of like a morally gray villain, I would have been totally fine with it. That's totally fine. Keep her as a villain. Just, don't let her get away. Have there be some consequences to her actions. I would have been fine with it. That's totally fine. Make her a villain. But the problem is that they know that she is later on going to be a part of the X-Men and going to be a hero. So they didn't, she's morally gray. She has to, you have to sympathize with this villain. And I honestly, I didn't want that. So if you're going to make her the villain of the film, make her the villain of the film. I would have preferred that. But they couldn't do that because they know that in the future, she's going to be a part of the X-Men. So it's all right, fine. Is it a bad thing? I personally, I do think so, because I wanted her to be a villain. Make her a villain.
I'll throw something in there. There's a lot of X-Men characters, especially the Troubled Youths, that start out doing some pretty villainous things before they become X-Men. So, they're obviously changing Jean Grey a bit to do that if they do it. But, it's not completely out of character for an X-Man to be off the reservation at the start.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys this. It's crazy to me what people will bet on these days. I mean, it seems like people bet on everything. Well, people are now betting on whether or not Spider-Man Brand New Day will outgross Avatar The Way of Water. And it's a 90%. So I believe this is Polymarket. Traders are now 90% sure Spider-Man Brand New Day will outgross Avatar The Way of Water. That's amazing to me. It's got to clear what, $2.3 billion to beat it? And we're off to the races right now. There is no ceiling for Spider-Man Brand New Day that I can see. And those who think that is it Elm Street? What's the thing coming out this weekend?
The end of Oak Street.
Of Oak Street. That's not gonna have any effect on this. I don't believe. I don't think it's gonna slow down at all.
I mean, that does not look like a big blockbuster movie to me. I'll admit that looks fun. I don't like the initials JJ, except when it comes to me, I suppose. But I have nothing against that film. But man, it's gonna get trampled.
Right.
I think it only made like 30 million or something like that.
Whew.
Like 30 or 40. And then it had an $80 million budget. I think that's what I read. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Most of that's probably Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway too.
So let's talk about what it's got to do to get to the top spot. All right. So Avatar Way of Water, it's going to beat it. It's going to cross 2 billion this weekend, and it can get 300 million more. It's going to be like there's no question in my mind. Spider-Man we're debating, is it 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah.
Avatar The Way of Water is going to get knocked out. All right. Avengers Endgame at 2.8. It's basically 2.8. There's a trick here, and I don't like the trick. Jonas, do you know the trick yet?
No, I don't.
Avengers Endgame is getting put back in theaters.
Oh, well, yeah.
So this fall, they're putting it back in theaters. So Spider-Man, to get number 2 or number 1, is going to have to probably beat Avatar, because I think Avengers Endgame is getting put back in theaters because they want it to get back above Avatar. They want those headlines before they release Doomsday. Now, Avatar is at 2.9, but that also is unfair because Avatar has also been re-released in the past. So this is kind of unfair, but that's where we've got to go for the headlines to change. I don't think it's going to get there. I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to end up at number 3, but I could be wrong. Panel, what say you? 1, 2, or 3 for Spider-Man?
I'll do 3.
I like 2. I'll be overly optimistic and I'll say 2.
You have been called that before. Overly optimistic Jonas. That has been your name in the past.
Yep. I've also been called Magical Girl Jonas. So, who knows how true those rumors are.
And kooky, spooky, and Chinese. That's you, Jonas. One of the greatest things we get to do each and every day is speak out and reach out to folks who don't know how entertainment works. And frankly, we think entertainment matters so much. It's why we do what we do. And you can help us send this out to even more folks. Click that like button, share, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. And wouldn't you know it, folks, we're even on Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. We've got to go, but until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.